We're following breaking news this Monday morning on a shooting that killed one person, sent two others to the hospital. Todd County Sheriff's deputies found one man dead in the yard in Long Prairie, Minnesota, and another who was hurt.
That victim was flown to a hospital in St. Cloud. Then later, a third person arrived at the Long Prairie Hospital and was also taken to a St. Cloud hospital. There's no information yet being released on the alleged shooter or the identities of the victims. And we're still waiting to hear details from police about a deadly shooting in South Moorhead that took the life of one man. But a bystander who tried to save the victim is speaking out exclusively to Valley News Live. Logan Swayzer tells us that he heard the gunshots right around 8 Friday night near the 3000 block of 17th Street South.
He saw a young black man lying face down in the grass and rushed over to check on him. Soon after, police arrived and then took over. Swayzer says that he was in denial for a split second about something like this happening in his neighborhood.
Felt guilty, thinking, what could I have done? Could I have done anything different? But then after the fact, now I know that I did what I could, the officers did what they could, and EMS did what they could, and it was just really unfortunate.
So far, no word on any arrests. Anyone with any information on this case is asked to call Moorhead Police.
A Grand Forks man is in jail after a shooting in that city that killed a woman. 26-year-old Ahmed Abdullahi is facing charges of manslaughter, theft, and being a felon in possession of firearm.
Police got the call right around 1:30 yesterday morning about a suspicious person at a home in the 1300 block of 8th Avenue North. Officers saw a man and woman inside the apartment who looked like they were arguing. Police then heard a gunshot and the woman walked out of the house and collapsed. She later died at the hospital.
A man then walked out of the house and was arrested on his own. Police believe the victim and the suspect know each other, but the nature of their relationship is unclear. Court records show Abdullahi pled guilty for felony assault and criminal trespass in 2016. He
also recently pled guilty to terrorizing after threatening to shoot up the Rumors Sports Bar. Police are not releasing the victim's name until family is notified. One man is in the hospital, another in custody after a stabbing in Grand Forks. Police got a call yesterday afternoon about a 19-year-old man being rushed to the hospital. Officers determined the incident took place on the south side of town and arrested a suspect at that location. No other details are being released. It is now 6:52 on this Monday morning. Let's get a check of your forecast now with Lisa Green. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. If you are hitting the road this morning, things are going to be just fine, but we want to plan ahead to the afternoon for that commute. We're going to be needing to use some caution because of some rain and potentially some thunder showers that are going to be taking over as the day goes along. You can see behind me, though, that there are some quiet conditions, some clear skies for Fargo as we're looking off toward that sunrise. That'll happen now after 7 a.m. We're getting into that season here where we are losing daylight quickly. Here's a look at our current conditions. We are into the 50s in most spots. 59 degrees in Fargo, 52 in Grand Forks, Langdon's at 54. It is a little cooler in Bemidji. We're at 48 degrees there. And as we talk about, without that wind to keep that air moving on a clear night, that allows your temperatures to drop. So we're looking at a cooler start there. Fergus Falls and in Jamestown, we're into the 50s as well. So not bad to start, but you'll want to send the kids out the door with their rain jackets because of the rain that's coming our way later on. There are a couple of sprinkles detected on the radar this morning, but it's not anything that is significant. What will be more impactful is what's happening in western North Dakota. You could see some rain, even a stronger thunder shower in the southwestern corner of the state, and that's all moving eastward. So eventually that moves into the valley and affects us as we head into the second part of the day especially. So here's a look at our bus stop planner. This morning, temperatures into those 50s to start off. We'll have a mix of some sun and clouds with increase in clouds as the morning progresses. Into the afternoon, many of us, especially in eastern North Dakota and in the Central Valley, will likely have some rain going on at that point. It may take a little bit longer to reach some of our eastern communities, but we're looking at that rain starting up at that point. Temperatures initially rising into the low 70s for those places ahead of the rain, and then once it moves in, we'll watch those temperatures start to dip, or at least the rise of temperatures will stop at that point in time. So getting off the bus, the kids are going to want that jacket or something to stay dry here today. Keep in mind, umbrella might not be a great idea because we're looking at the potential for a couple of thunder showers embedded in that rain. So we don't want to be using that when we have lightning around. Now heading into the rest of the week, expect to have temperatures rising into the low 70s, low to mid 70s, right around what is typical for this time of year. A few showers on Thursday, and again Saturday and Sunday. Looking ahead to the weekend already, we've got some warm weather. Temperatures upper 70s to around 80.
Okay, yeah, a little bit of something for everyone. Nice fall temperatures and maybe an 80 still in there. Thank you, Lisa.
It is now 6:54. A group of parents and students in Grand Forks plan to start this week with a push to end the mask mandates. A group called the Midwest Public Health Coalition tells Valley News Live there will be a protest this morning just before 8 o'clock.
It'll be going on outside Century Elementary School in Grand Forks. The group is asking the school board to remove the mask mandate in the district schools. And with kids back in the classroom, it's important for teachers and parents to know the differences between COVID, a cold, and the flu.
And the Valley Today's Brian Sherrod, he joins us live this morning as he breaks it all down so you know when you should have your child tested. Good morning, Brian.
And good morning, Jordan and Lisa. That's exactly right. At first, we had to worry about, the flu and also had to worry about the different colds and everything. But now with COVID-19 in the mix, we have to worry about three different differences and similarities when it comes to infections as the kids head back to school. Now, we want to make sure you know this because one of these can only be tested by COVID-19 test, but you want to make sure you're just being extra cautious. So according to Sanford and the CDC, a code shows with coughs, runny noses, and sometimes a headache, usually not severe. Usually gets better in a day or two. Now the flu shows between 1 to 4 days after infection with fevers, chills, muscle aches, and even fatigue. Now COVID-19 can show similar symptoms but differ with blood clots and stroke, and it's usually 5 days after infection but lasting longer than the flu. Now loss of taste and smell can also occur with both, but COVID-19 is much more frequent. In serious circumstances, both can cause pneumonia that could lead to respiratory failure. Now, getting a COVID-19 test is another way to tell the difference between COVID and flu.
There are other people who, if you give them COVID-19, they are at risk for severe complications, and a lot of our population in the state is not vaccinated yet. So it's very important to recognize COVID-19 early.
Now, one person can spread COVID-19 to 6 to 8 people. That's the average, and also it spreads a lot more easily inside of indoor spaces, kind of like schools. Now, if you don't have a if you're not COVID-19 vaccinated and you also aren't able to get it, let's say you're 11 and under, you want to make sure you especially get a COVID-19 test because it will help you to have the difference between having COVID and also having the flu. Everything I just mentioned can be found at valleynewslive.com. Jordan and Lisa, back to you.
All right, Brian Sherrod reporting live. And a reminder, a lot of these schools also had COVID tests that students can get for free. A parent just has to request it sometimes. So if you are concerned, make sure you ask the office when you stop by to drop off the kid. Brian Sherrod reporting live. Thank you. We have a street closure in West Fargo. It starts today, will last for about 3 weeks. The work is being done on 9th Street between 7th Avenue Northeast and Main Avenue. XL Energy is installing a new natural gas line in that area.
And a reminder about a lane reduction starting today in South Fargo. 45th Street South will be down to 1 lane in each direction between 23rd and 26th Avenues. That's happening for a utility project as well. It's expected to last about 2 weeks. In our consumer alert this morning, Target's big car seat trade-in is back. They'll take any car seat off your hands, even if it's damaged, and in return give you a 20% off coupon for a new one.
And the coupon is also good for strollers, high chairs, even rockers. The trade-in runs through September 25th. That coupon is good until October 2nd. Get ready to see some new items on the menu at Burger King. The chain says it's getting rid of 120 artificial ingredients to serve what it's calling the Keep It Real meals.
The change is a permanent and an effort to deliver real food to customers. The company says about 90% of the Keep It Real meals will be free of colors, flavors, and preservatives from artificial sources. Okay, my favorite story of the day. Football fans went wild in Miami Gardens Saturday night. Not because of the football game. Take a look. It was because of that cat. You can see the little black and white kitty there holding on for dear life. She was hanging on off of the banister at the Hard Rock Stadium. Fans in the stands, of course, were trying to reach for the cat, trying to save the cat, but the cat came loose.
And then you saw it went tumbling down, but everyone's cheering. They're all excited. Someone caught that cat with an American flag that they put out as kind of a sling for the cat to fall in. You see it right there. They were just doing that nice little Lion King hold up with the kitty. That cat appeared to be uninjured. That's good. It's unclear how the cat got there in the stadium or if it belongs to anybody in the stands. Who knows? But I think at this point it's probably a good luck charm for the team there.
No kidding. Okay. 7 lives for that cat. Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Today's question, 37% of women say they worry about this when they go out to eat.
The answer, spilling something on their outfit. I hear you there. Remember, play along every day. Thank you for joining us here on the Valley today. We continue right after this on the CW.